Trying to have a little fun today. Hey, what are you doing out? Huh? Why don't you get back in your pen? Why don't you follow me? Come on. Where'd you sleep? Oh my. It's muddy out here today, isn't it? Go back home. A few people have been asking about this thing. I want to know more about my rear end install. You know, it's a Thunderbird rear suspension. Independent rear. You see? Had to put a RCI fuel tank in it, and even that I had to modify the pickup points and whatnot, cut out the old ones, drill some new holes, relocate the fittings, relocate the exhaust. I like how it's made now though. It rides a lot better. I installed this. It's a vibration dampener. It came off of a Mustang. You see, no notching of the frame rails. Just had to cut out the cross member that went across. That supported the old buggy spring, transverse spring you might call it, and had to put in some bracing or some bracketry to mount that pad to. And the same thing up in there for the front pad. Wheels come out to the edge now, the tires do. But it drives great. I'm kidding you. It drives great. I have to mount some shocks and I'm undecided about what to do. The lower control arm has a provision for a shock, but it's on the front edge and it comes straight up and hits the frame. So I'm thinking about drilling a hole in the lower control arm where the spring goes through and utilizing a hole in the top of my bracket and putting a short shock in between the springs. You know, like a Chevrolet pickup or something like that has. That should work well. Just have to choose the right shock absorber. I think one with a T-type mounting bracket in the top and a stud on the bottom will work quite well. Oh, it's beginning to rain again. How unfortunate. The new tank has a 0 to 90 ohm resistor, so I'm having to change my fuel gauges. Fuel gauges were the old factory Ford. They didn't work out quite well. So I'm going to change all the gauges when I do it. And then I have a plan for a T5 swap. Put a 5-speed in the old girl. But to do that, I'm going to have to change the brake pedal assembly to have a new one, well, not a new one, a used one, and get rid of this twisted up affair. That's going to cause me to have to move my brake booster over a little bit. So I'm going to have to remove my booster, mount this as close to the column as possible. I'll probably have to relocate my fuse box because it's going to be too close. Alright, it's raining good now. Let me utilize my good sense and get in and out of the rain. The chickens are doing it, and I can do it too. That's it about the old Ford right now. That's how it's coming along.